Hello traders and welcome to Market Blues. It's still Nakwan here, founder of Master the Markets Illustrious Conference and the Traders Open Day. The purpose of the Market Blues series is to keep you out of the Monday blues, hence the name Market Blues. It is to keep you at peak performance level at the start of the week for the trades ahead. So today's topic, traders, on Market Blues is going to be on the power of repetition. Is going to be on the power of repetition. So let's take a look at this. Now, first of all, what would we say repetition is? What is it? Okay, what? Now, you see, in terms of in the trading world, repetition is basically continuously repeating a certain trading system again and again so that the law of numbers work out in the long run. Now, in terms of that would relate to consistent execution, consistent execution in the trading world. Now, however, as we have mentioned in our previous videos and in conferences and seminars around the world, to achieve consistent execution, traders, you first need clarity. Okay, you need clarity on the trade setups that you are going to take and also your entry parameters. So you must be able to pattern recognition for your entry parameters to kick in, and then you're able to then consistently execute. Okay, without this clarity on the quantified parameters, there will be subjectivity. If there's subjectivity and discretion, there'll be doubt and fear, and you won't be able to consistently execute. So on the contrary, if you want to consistently execute, you need to have clarity, quantified parameters, where the doubt or the subjectivity is almost removed and 99% of it is very clear. It's like how you're going on an exercise regime and the fitness instructor gives you very clear guidelines that, every single day you have to exercise at least for 30 minutes. It can either be in the morning or the evening, and at least you got to run at least 10 kilometers at least twice in a week. See, all these are very clear quantified parameters with then against which then they can see how the results you have performed over in your fitness regime. So the same thing over here in terms of repetition here. That's what we mean. We need always clarity whenever you're repeating something. The second thing is you may ask is, why is repetition important, Thiru? For some times when you reflect on it, it's actually quite obvious, isn't it? It's because so that we get into an ingrained routine behavior. Now, for some of you who may have trouble, understanding some of this terminology in terms of trading parlor, you can always feel free to look at our video courses. And here is the two video courses that we usually recommend. One is the beginner/intermediate video series is the Trader Starter Pack. 5-day video course where you can put your name, email address, and number and get it all sent into your inbox over here. So great amount of content and quality that we have done over here that will definitely serve you traders. And for those of you a little bit more advanced, I've been trading for quite some time, Trade Like a Master is a really good video series, video course as well, that you can just put your details here and you can get that sent into your inbox. Now, carrying on into the reasons for repetition, we covered the power of repetition in terms of what repetition means. 2, we were on the subject of why is it important, and we said so that you get a routine, a habitual routine. Whenever you repeat something, traders, it becomes habit, and once it becomes habit, it gets fed onto your subconscious mind, which then feeds it into unconscious competence. Just like how you learn to drive, isn't it? In the beginning, you're so conscious of how you're driving and everything, and after a while, you're driven so many times, unconsciously, you can be talking to your partner and all that, but you still know how to do your clutch, how to change the gears, it becomes unconsciously become competent. Another thing is also similar that we give in our Traders Basecamp workshops is also walking. Remember when we were babies, we always, were so conscious in our walking and making sure we're stable, don't fall down. But now today we don't even think about it. We're unconsciously competent in our walking. Okay. Right, so that's why it's important. So repetition, the habit, so that we becomes unconscious competence, and in trading, so that we know unconsciously we become good in taking our trades and executing them flawlessly. The third thing of the importance of the power of repetition is how would you do it? How do you repeat something consistently so that it becomes a habit and you're unconsciously competent? As most of you know, that yes, it's all well said and easy in terms of theory, but sometimes we don't have the discipline to keep up with it, the momentum, and it doesn't become a habit. Our old habits taking place, as Bob Proctor usually calls it, old habits are your old paradigm, and they come into effect and power. So how do you replace the old habits with new habits that serve you, that bring you forward and also succeed in this particular scenario of the trading journey ahead? So how is one thing that I've mentioned before is accountability. Accountability is very, very powerful. And when you're accountable to someone, to a professional or to a group of people, immediately discipline is enforced onto you. You got no choice. It's like some everyday examples. It's like when you want to catch a flight, you're accountable to the pilot. If you don't get there on time, the flight leaves without you or with you, right? It doesn't matter. So because of the accountability, you're forced to be in discipline. You come out of it, you don't hit the snooze button, especially on the day that you're about to travel to your holiday, and that's how it enforces discipline. The same thing with trading, with coaching, with mentoring in sports, in professional sports, athletes, and performing at high level. You need that accountability so to enforce the discipline so that you are on track, and that habit becomes subconsciously ingrained in you and you get into unconscious competence. After a while, once it's been ingrained well into you, then you move from accountability to being independent. The best model that has been done on this is the driving model, isn't it? In the beginning, you learn the theory, then you get into the car with a professional, and after that, you come out, then you are independent to drive by yourself once you got your driving license. So likewise, this is how we tailor all our programs in Master the Markets, and especially through all our Traders Basecamp package programs as well. Now, if you're enjoying this material, now go ahead and smash that like button so that we can carry on further in our mission to spread the truth of trading much more further to like-minded traders, and we all can be accountable and grow together to spread the truth further. Right, so that's on today's topic on the power of repetition. Please do reflect on that, integrate it, and use it in not only in trading, but in your everyday life as well. Now we will move on to look at the markets and see how they're doing. You can see that on dollar Swiss right now it's actually an uptrend, but you can see that the momentum is actually diminishing towards the top to bottom. So you see a higher probability here that this could be a turning point, but the first level to take out would be this primary or this secondary high, okay, before we will take longs. But if it does go towards the low, it takes out this low, then more momentum to the downside. Dollar yen, on the other hand, traders, as you can see over here, it's gone more to the downside, but I would say open equity is diminishing to the downside, and we would be, if you're taking a short on this, we go tighter on our stops. Okay, now on the other hand, GBP USD has gone much more further down. We took a short trade today on the intraday session. We did make money out of that as well. And in terms of open equity, still more to the downside. I would say euro dollar, again, I would say more open equity to the downside, but it's losing some momentum, so maybe tighter stops would be necessary. Aussie dollar, on the other hand, more further downside, as we can see, but open equity diminishing to the downside, so I would trail my stops tight on this. GBP yen, on the other hand, as you can see, our live trading room will be on it. We are on a top to bottom move over here on the TSL primary, and what we are really looking for over here is open equity is diminishing, and I would say tighter stops would be essential. Bitcoin, on the other hand, still hovering around the 30,000 mark. Open equity diminishing to the downside, so maybe highly probably a turning point coming. Brent oil, on the other hand, a bit of a selling over here. highly probably this will confirm to the top, which is here. Then I would say more open equity to the downside after that. Gold, on the other hand, still hovering around the 1008 mark, 1800 mark. Downtrend at the moment, I would say more open equity to the downside if this confirms. Okay. On the other hand, FTSE, yes, we have a bit of a sell-off over here, and the downtrend, and you can see open equity diminishing, but I would say tighter stops to the higher the bar if you want to still continue to write it down. Dow Jones as well, very big sell-off today, 33,000. You can see this bar itself, 7,380 points. Very big, massive sell-off. More open equity to the downside, as we can see over here. S&P very similar as well, and I would say more open equity to the downside. Silver, on the other hand, more open equity to the downside as well over here. I would say keep trading them, only that the distribution bars are quite big because more than 1.5 ATR, so highly probably trailing your stops tight would be advisable. Wheat as well, on the other hand, open equity diminishing, I would expect a bit more tighter stop losses, expecting a turning point to occur. Alright, I guess that's pretty much that from us in terms of a Market Blues topic and in terms of our market overview for today. That's all from me for now, and as I said, don't just remember to hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that the algos kicks in and we can spread the truth of trading more further out together. And as we always say, till the next time, stay disciplined, follow your trading plan, and keep trading like a master.